Okay, cool. I think we can start.
All
Sorry,
right.
that took a moment.
The people in the audience don't need to know it took a moment. That we're starting right away to them. To them, no time. There was no time passed at all. Well, I guess since the last time they watched one of our videos, which is a good place to start. Hi, this is Cranked and Ranked, and we're back to ranking this episode. But it would be wrong if the first thing that we don't do, if we didn't do. Anyway, we should go and look at comments from last time's video, because last time's video was the world premiere of our debut album as Grave Circuit. And thanks everybody for watching that, and for those of you who've gone and unfortunately I don't know how many people have downloaded the album on Bandcamp. I only know 2 for sure, because they actually paid $5 a piece for it, and I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
But I think there have been other ones too, but it doesn't tell me that for some reason. It's very weird. But I thought we'd go back and look at some of the comments, just because, you know, it's an important thing for us. The very first comment that I saw, I loved. It just said, "Just imagine if Modern Helmet was good." And I just went, wow. Yeah. That's high praise already. That was Weed Nose who said that one. Let me go up here a little bit.
These comments have made my week. I've been looking at them daily.
Yeah. Worse reviews. I love this. When you guys first mentioned you'd be starting a band, I was hooked no matter what. I love the loose anything goes vibe of the songs. I heard a lot of Alice in Chains, Stone Temple Pilots in this, complete with some hair metal peppered in. A lot of it felt like an album straight out of 1991. Now that's another big compliment out of 91. Let's see. Trauma Hound says rockin' good tunes. Thank you. Let's see. Daljiv says the name Grave Circuit is great. Not a huge fan of the 1.0 idea. Sounds too much circuit and not enough grave. I immediately get an early 2000s vibe where everything wanted to be matrixy and computer lingo speak. But that's just like my opinion, man. Love you guys. Noted. Butt Rock Savant, gotta love that name, said, "This is some killer shit, fellas. Holy hell, I'm impressed. I hear major Faith No More meets Suicidal Tendencies vibes all over this album. Old heads got riffs for days, and Eddie is a born frontman. I'm no shredder, but I'd be honored to make some weedly guitar noises for you boys whenever 1.5 or 2.0 come to fruition. Fucking awesome tunes. We'll keep you in mind, Butt Rock Savant.
Hell yeah.
We may need some Wheedlies in the future." Father Stack, whose Father Stack is just like a guy, he's always there. He's there for us. An actual PBP here. Peanut Butter Platypus, this was fantastic. You guys have made a killer fucking album here. My favorites are Lemon Law, Downward, or Spiraling Downward, and Arrogant Demise. And then it says, at one point it says, I think it, and this motherfucker says it. Eddie was definitely channeling his inner Ozzy here. I loved this beyond words. It makes me really excited for the future of Grave Circuit. I appreciate that. That's great. Let's keep going up.
That's awesome.
Tom Thurston, another guy, a guy he watches a lot. I really love the EP album Project Band performance. It's super eclectic, diverse, and fun sounding. The fun you both had making it really shines through. It brought back the vibe of the early 90s where anything goes musically and bands gave zero fucks. I really look forward to more music in the future and maybe a vinyl release, maybe, please, maybe. I did find that there's services now that do like on demand, where literally we just send them everything and then people pay a fee to get it on vinyl, and then they press it and send it to them. I don't know what the quality would be like on that. We would have to like talk about that and look into it further if we wanted to do that. But I wouldn't be opposed to it.
Would be cool.
Let's see. And then Juan Ignacio says, great stuff, dudes. I hear a lot of Patton in Eddie's vocals, me as well.
I loved that comment so much because, like, I'm not trying to be anyone but me, but
yeah,
if I said Patton wasn't an influence, that would be me bullshitting.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
MW Cool says, wow, these tracks are great. I'm with Eddie, though. My favorite off the top is Arrogant Demise. Good Lord, that song rocks. JSOM which Jay Sama, who like he comments on, he's all over my shit, which I appreciate. He says, I need to listen to the songs in album mode. So just to comment on the show as a whole, it felt so fun and wholesome, good vibes, good chick chat, good music. It always boils down to one thing. Anyways, is it entertaining? Answer, hell yeah, you did it. Hey, thanks. Big round of applause. P.S. The old head zoo shout outs in Freedom Lie are a nice touch. What a fun surprise. Appreciated by the platypuses and squirrels and all the other old head zoo critters around the world, I'm sure. Yeah. It was a nice touch.
Hell yeah.
Dion Lax, great to hear you guys at last. Great songs, great guitars. Eddie, your voice reminds me a lot of Haitham Al Sayed's voice from Lodestar and Censor.
Cool.
I don't know.
I've not heard that, but I'm gonna have to check it out now.
Absolutely love it. Thank you so much. Thank you. Gurgonik. This is super cool. I bought your record, guys. Oh, thank you. Thank you for buying it. Kudos to both of you for interesting ideas. I really like the way Eddie sings. It's very natural and not forced at all. So the opposite of the new Dark Angel record, unfortunately. Loving it. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that either. And last but not least, we've got Daljiv that I think he gets another shout out here. Eddie has an effortlessly performative vocal style. Old head writes catchy music. Keep playing to each other's strengths and explore. You guys are a band now. I pinned that one because I loved that.
Hell yeah.
So thank you for the nice comments on our first album that's out there. If you haven't heard it yet, I think it's actually bandcamp.com. Gravecircuit.bandcamp.com, something like that. Shit. Just go search
we'll put it in the
Circuit.
description or something.
Yeah, just search Grave Circuit on Bandcamp and you'll find it. And you can pay whatever you want. If you want to download it for free or just stream it from there. Do whatever the fuck you want. It's fine. It's out there for you to enjoy. Also, before we begin, I wanted to show off my new t-shirt that I'm very happy with, okay?
Hell yeah.
It says Directive 5, shoot rapists in the dick.
Hell yeah.
That's amazing. Sometimes I see an ad for a shirt and then I go, "Oh, I need that in my life right now." Are you referencing something that I truly adore and actually making a good quality joke with it? Yes. Yeah. Thank you. Shoot rapists in the dick.
Was that a deleted scene or is that in the movie?
That's in the movie. Remember he shoots through her dress right into his dick.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Very rewarding scene. Anyway, and that's sci-fi-ish, which makes me think of video games, which video games is what we're talking about today. There's no connection. There's a RoboCop video game. That's the connection. Which I have on NES.
And both these games have the 80s in common.
That's true. So what we're doing today is we are ranking the GTA Vice City radio stations, which we did before. If you haven't seen it, I'll link it in the video description. We did the GTA San Andreas radio stations before. And that was a fun, long-ass episode. And so now we're doing these radio stations, which was 9, but you suggested combining the chat radio, so it would just be 8, correct?
Yeah, I thought in a game that's as stacked with 80s bangers as this, I thought that the talk radios to me were of lesser priority in the Vice City focused games because Vice City is so tied to a vibe that I've listened to every radio station on this game all the way through at some point, but ultimately the ones I gravitate towards are the ones that are very obviously 1980 and are set in that vibe.
Yeah,
because anybody who has played Vice City knows that it's a Scarface Miami Vice hybrid simulator, basically. It's fun as fuck to basically be in an interactive 80s movie. That was the thing for me as a kid. You know, when I found out that there was an 80s GTA, I was all over it. I already had Liberty City Stories on the PSP, and then I got San Andreas, and that blew my mind. And even though Vice City is far smaller in scale than San Andreas, it's probably the most atmospheric game of the entire franchise, because they just went all in on nailing in 1986.
Yeah. And plus, like, you know, we're a music-centric podcast, so it's like, you know, that the talk radio stations are going to be low on the list anyway, if not the end of the list. So, yeah, which they were for me. So, I mean... not to give anything away, but that's where we're starting anyway. So, and I did play GTA Vice City on my phone, because they do have an iOS version of it. But from what I've seen, I watched a little bit of the game on YouTube. It's the exact same game. Like, they were able to just put it in a mobile version. Only the controllers. My problem with the game is it's my same problem with San Andreas, which isn't the game; it's the platform.
It's the touch controls. Yeah.
And driving is really hard. It's literally no fun. So much so that I just started walking everywhere, because I was just like, it's so difficult to drive in this version of the game that it's just not fun. I'm just running into everything and people and shit all the time, and then eventually the car explodes because you've run into shit too many times. So
you got to get a hold of a PS2 and experience these properly, because at the end of the day, there's only so much you can get from the phone versions, and the phone versions, controversially, they didn't renew the music licenses for, so there are missing tracks.
Oh yeah, there was some music on there, but I'm assuming it probably wouldn't be everything, but. But I honestly, I didn't really get past doing one mission, and it felt like I accomplished something, because I went, all right, cool, I did a mission. So I was able to, and after that, I just sort of walked around and fought people.
But you know, you said with the San Andreas one, it's like, you know, that early. You tapped into exactly what everybody does the first time they play GTA, and that's just fuck around, beating people up and stealing cars. That's like, at its base level, what you do in GTA, and the free roam element of it as a simulator of a time period. That's what I love it for. I love it because it's a game. I love that there's cool missions with like different varying difficulty. I like the combat in the game. It's fun, but ultimately, being able to just explore this 80s Miami that to this day has yet to be done again this well in a game.
I was a little disappointed though, because once I watched all the beginning and the setup and the videos and everything, I was like, oh, why do they got to be Italian mobsters? I want them to be like Cuban or something. Like, why does this?
It progresses throughout the game. The more, there's more and more factions, but the Italian mobsters in Liberty City, which is fictional New York, they're the ones that from a distance, you know, are bossing you around, and you basically Scarface your way through all the other gangs until you become the top guy. But
is the main guy, is that voiced by Ray Liotta?
It is.
Okay, because I thought he sounded familiar, and I was like, sounds like Ray. And like, that's a voice that, if you've watched Goodfellas enough times, a lot of that is a voiceover of Ray Liotta, and then you hear this, and you're like, that sounds like Ray Liotta.
There's, what is it? If I do the GTA Vice City cast, here's how many big names are in it. Hold on. Is it voice cast?
Rest in peace, Ray Liotta, by the way. He did.
So here you go. Here are some names: Gary Busey, Ray Liotta, Danny Trejo, Burt Reynolds.
Wow.
Danny Dyer, fucking Philip Michael Thomas. It plays Lance Vance. I mean, Tubbs is in the game.
Yeah.
Granted, he's playing a criminal and not a lovable vice cop. But here we are.
Honestly, I guess probably the audience is not there enough for this kind of thing, but I'm like, can't you just like make like an updated version of this, but it's just a Miami Vice game, and you get Don Johnson on board, and like, so you literally create a Miami Vice game, but it's the same sort of idea of where it's a world, you know, and a story or whatever.
Yeah. I will say, though, that there is, you know, like the little wanted stars you get when you commit a crime. When you get to 3 stars, you get chased by cop cars and 1 Ferrari Testarossa that has a Crockett and Tubbs clone in there. So when they both hop out, you know, they're both in pastel suits. It's fucking killer.
I do think that they kind of missed something fun by not including the song "Heartbeat" by Don Johnson in the soundtrack. But you know,
funny you say that because that's in GTA 5.
Oh, okay. There you go.
That's in that's on the Yacht Rock station in that game.
Yeah, that's not a bad little song. Way to go, Don Johnson.
Motherfucker can sing.
So what we're doing is, hey, Philip Michael Thomas made an album too. I don't remember anything about that one. I love that's something that I miss. Like, you know, I honestly wish that everybody made albums, because I'm just like, why not? Especially in this day and age.
Party All the Time by Eddie Murphy is in GTA 5 as well.
Which is a banger of a song.
Yeah. Should we cover that? Because I've always wanted to do like a heavied up cover of that.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah, I think that would really work.
Do you know what song from the 80s I always wanted to do a metal version of, that because I feel it's perfect for it? Pressure by Billy Joel. That. Have you heard that song? Pressure.
I'm trying to picture it now. I'm sure I'd know it if I heard it.
If you go listen to it and imagine it with guitars doing everything, you're like, oh my God, why hasn't somebody done this? I'm sorry I gave that idea away. Maybe that should be us. That does Pressure by Billy Joel. Anyway, so which is not on this soundtrack, but I didn't enjoy the bulk of these stations as much as I enjoyed the bulk of the stations in San Andreas. Just because I think I have more nostalgia for the 90s than I do for the 80s, even though there's music that I love so much from the 80s, which is on these stations. And the one thing that I didn't like as much is that the difference between those two games is the attempts at comedy in like the ads and stuff. Yeah, got kind of old real quick. Whereas like I think I enjoyed mostly overall everything on San Andreas. But I mean, we're not really rating it on the commercials, but I did very much like the fact that every station you went to, there was its own commercial for Complete the Look. Like, whatever kind of style you were going for, you could just go in to Complete the Look, and it has everything you need. That's a hell of a store.
The one that always sticks in my head is the V-Rock one, where the breathy female voice goes, "Wow, you look like a Satanist." I do always love that one.
So let's jump into it. So we've got technically eight radio stations, because we've combined the chat ones. And we're going to rank our favorites from least to best. And this will be an interesting conversation, just because honestly, a lot of things went into these, because I really went through and was thinking about my enjoyment of the stations and how many old head approved bangers are on here. It was surprising, honestly, that my ranking went a little different than I expected it to go, but it was fun listening to these. And so I guess we can start it off with whatever your number 8 radio station is from Vice City.
Vice City.
Vice City.
So, pardon me. Sorry, great start. Burped. I've got K-Chat and VCPR at the bottom because in this game, I want music ambience to really highlight the neon palm tree vibe going on.
Yeah, so. I have that too. Not only that, when I had them numbered, VCPR was dead last, and my notes just say public radio. They could have just left this off. And then so VCPR, Vice City Public Radio, and K-Chat, our joint number 8. So then go and get into it.
Yeah, I mean, it's the funny thing about talk radios in GTA games is that often they'll have characters that you meet in the game as guests on the shows or stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's a great way to world build.
Sure.
But unless you're really deep into the game's lore, this really is just like, you're bored of music and want to listen to some, improv comedy sort of vibes. Yeah. And it has its place and I enjoy it, but I have to be in the right mood for it. And when I'm playing a game that it has the aesthetic of Vice City, I'm going to Vice City to have that very specific. Vice City is kind of a game. San Andreas is the game that you can kind of play anytime. Vice City is more of a mood game for me. If I'm really feeling like I want to be in the 80s, then I'm gonna want to feel like I'm in the 80s, and the best way to do that is to listen to the 80s music stations. And simply put, as a result of that, they just ended up, at last. I don't hate them by any means, but I definitely, this is the game I'm least likely to listen to talk radio stations in.
Yeah,
and
honestly, from obviously I was just a kid in the 80s, so I don't know for sure, but I don't remember talk radio ever being a thing. The only talk radio I ever remember being played by like my parents was just when my dad was listening to a baseball game on the radio or something. That was the only time I heard talking. Everything else was DJs, doing their shit on the music stations.
Well, they'd done a talk radio in the previous game, GTA 3, so I think they probably thought, well, people liked that, so let's just keep that going. Yeah. Although I do think 2 talk radios might have been a little overkill. They could have had a different station as well. I don't know what they would have done. Because I think they really covered all bases, really, with like the 80s stuff here. Yeah. I can't really think of anything they didn't represent.
No, I feel like everything. I feel like they just had the bandwidth and they're just like, throw it in there. Whatever.
Yeah, probably. But other than that, it's pretty much just it's funny, and in the context of the game world, it's fun. But definitely, it's the least likely thing I'd be listening to in this game specifically. So ultimately, they landed at the bottom for me.
Yeah. It was just at that point, especially once I got to VCPR, because I think that was one of the last ones I heard. I was just like, oh, we got more chat now. And then in the K chat one, some of it was amusing, but I lost interest like real fast. And then even, you would hear commercials, and sometimes they were commercials that I think I had already heard on another station anyway. So I'm just like, okay, this is fine. I feel like like you said, in the context of the game, if I played it a lot and like, putting on and especially if like the voices all of a sudden were people from the game, I think that would be more entertaining. But on its own, it's just like, it's fine. It's whatever.
Yeah, there's an episode of Entertaining America on the chat station in San Andreas where Laszlo, the radio presenter, is interviewing OG Loke, who is a struggling gangster rapper that you help get off his feet, and then he kind of does a double cross on you, and he turns into a complete piece of shit, and you just hear him freaking out on this radio show, and it does build the world that you're in. I think that I really, if as much as I would have loved to have been alive during fucking Wayne's World, at the same time, I feel like in my own way, for a different thing, which is gaming, I really lived through a golden age. It was a great time to be a kid and own a PS2, is what I'll say.
I would say probably the last great time to be a kid. That's just me. That's just me.
Well, it's a pretty clean cutoff where iPads showed up in 2010, and it's been one thing after another.
Is that what it was? iPads fucked it up?
I think iPads probably played a large part, because kids were just coming straight out the womb and they had a fucking tablet, and everybody fucking did it. So I never had a problem, because my kid had all kinds of electronic stuff growing up. Oh, for sure.
But they actually learned how to read based on video games. Like we were doing the normal learning how to read stuff, but it was wanting to play these video games where there was text, there was a desire to learn how to read, and I think that actually helped things in the end. So.
At the end of the day, it's like it's at the parent's discretion, and like there is like a level of parenting that is like heavily involved with the whole technology thing. You ideally want to push them in the right direction.
Sure.
Even if I at 8 years old was murdering people in the street on a crime simulator.
And others of us, we were doing the same thing. We just had like GI Joes or whatever, we were still doing it. But I always like to point out how like these days, especially like my generation, the Gen Xers, where we were brought up and we were like told that, TV's bad for you. It's going to rot your brain. You need to get outside. We were like, fuck you. And then like a lot of these Gen X parents are now all like, I won't let my kids have a phone or be on the internet because it's bad for them. And then their very next post is like, I just binged watched 12 episodes of this TV show. And I'm like, okay.
that kind of hypocrisy always like pissed me off. Because like, there were members of like, people around you growing up, and on the flip side, they'd be like, you've played so much fucking PlayStation recently. It's like, you have not moved from that sofa for 4 hours and you've watched like 8 episodes of Casualty.
I don't know why we've decided that that's better.
It's like, at least what I'm doing, I'm more involved with it. You're just sitting there.
I think we're
both sitting down. We're not.
It ends
out
up
here
being older people mad at younger people. It's
do you
just.
remember? Do you remember that insane Joe Rogan take about fucking video games?
Mm-mm.
So back during COVID or something, he was like, video games are a real problem, and you know why? It's because they're fucking fun. Now, think of all the time you've ever played a video game. You could have, in that time, gone out, learned a martial art, opened your own dojo, and it's like,
that is the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
and it's like, how did we get from that to specifically opening a dojo? Like,
and the thing is that I feel like there's just the same amount. I feel like that there's still the desire from a lot of types of people to go out and do things. But I think those of us, like myself, who don't want to go out and do things because we all have some neurological issues or whatever, whatever they might be, because they vary from person to person. But a lot of us have grown to accept those things, and we're very vocal with that. And people don't like that when you clearly just go, I don't want to go out. And they're like, how are you going to live your life? I'm like, you live your fucking life. I'm not asking for, it's like, and there are plenty of people out there that like, they get out there, they're in the sun, they're getting exercise, they're out there doing things. And at the end of the day, they're really shitty people. So it doesn't make you a good person. It just, I don't know.
The thing I always point to is like, you got those family members growing up, they tell you something's a waste of time. And it's, but like, I'm not being funny. Like, I remember one teacher, said, why do you kids waste so much time playing Guitar Hero? I said, I picked up a guitar because Guitar Hero made me want to play guitar.
Yeah.
It's like the right people will find it.
Yeah.
This isn't killing your favorite thing. This is bringing more. I can remember, I remember reading a guitar magazine, and I saw an article that said Guitar Hero franchise bankrupt, dead in the water. Thank God. It's like, that was creating a fucking rock audience.
Yeah.
And as soon as Guitar Hero disappeared, rock became irrelevant in the mainstream.
Yeah, well, it's become.
I watched it happen.
But we've also watched it become over the years more and more that having some kind of negative opinion or outlook on something apparently gets you more viewers and more money. So like everyone feels like they have to be shitting on something at some time, and or sometimes almost even like they seem to go out of their way to find some reason to not like something, when literally what they should do is go, oh, I don't like that. Bye. Go do something else. If you don't like it, whatever. It's just like, but it's just, it's hilarious. I really do. I was talking to my wife the other day, and I was telling her, I really think that you can tell when things started to get really shitty with like with people, when all of a sudden, it's reality television, but specifically the real world for the first like couple seasons was about learning about different people being in a house together. And there was actually productive things happening. But as soon as it was like drunk dumbasses fighting and the general public went, we want more of that. That's literally where it started, because then all of a sudden people are being rewarded for being dumb pieces of shit. And so then other people also want to be dumb pieces of shit. There's no reason to get smarter. There's no reason to be nice, because that doesn't get you anything. That gets you, it's like if we were shit talkers and like all the time, hot takes and this and that, I bet you we would probably be like a famous podcast. But we don't do that. So there's no money in that. There's no audience. There is an audience in that. There's the peanut butter platypuses. These people fucking rule. And we love you people, and we wouldn't change a thing. But it is interesting that the shittier you are, the more attention and money and whatever you call it, success. That's the word I'm looking for. The more success you have. And I feel like it started around that time where we started to reward shitty people for being shitty.
I think as well, there's that whole thing of it's become this, anger and outrage, much like sex, sells,
unfortunately,
generates engagement, generates clicks, generates views.
Which is, it's always been weird to me, because that will make me leave and turn something off. Yeah. Like that doesn't make me, like, I don't hate watch stuff. I don't have any desire to do that. I think it's probably because I can hear my life ticking away while I'm doing something like that. And I'm just like, no. So it's like, whatever. Everyone, live your life, whatever. How did we even get here? I don't fucking know.
The thing that's really killing me at the minute is there's a lot of protests going on in the UK at the minute. They tend to be quite far right. And I've seen this like AI slop post getting the rounds lately, and it's like a full-on fucking just strip of Union Jack waving people that are just gnarly molded together because it's fucking AI.
Yeah.
But at the end of the street is the Arc de Triomphe. That's in France.
Yeah.
And I've seen people sharing it like, fucking... Yeah, Britain, give us our fucking country back and all this shit like that. It's like people in the comments are like, that's the Arc de Triomphe, and a bad one at that. But that is not in Britain. So what about all the Union Jacks? It's
give us somebody else's country back.
Yeah, none of the people are real. Bollocks. I have a look. What is happening to that guy's face? He doesn't have a chin, and he's got 3 arms.
I guess that's probably the scariest thing about AI, is that you're able to trick so many stupid people with such horrible, low quality shit.
That's my main critique for it, because I know we've used AI for like thumbnails and things like that, and I've even used AI to help me, structure scripts and things for upcoming things. But what I do is I go in and I completely rewrite it around this skeleton it helps me lay out.
Yeah.
But I completely rewrite everything it generates, and I add my own little spin on things and whatnot.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I use it as a tool for creation. I don't just create shit with it and call it my own.
Yeah.
I think that's the difference.
There's no way around that. I mean, how do you regulate something where you look at somebody and go, you can only use it to aid you in doing something, but then where's the line? Where do you draw the line? Sorry, we got into this conversation.
I don't know. I've just seen. Yeah, it's a deep philosophical fucking question.
The point is, don't get on your kids for enjoying something just because it's different from what you enjoyed.
Yeah.
And you don't understand it, because if they're enjoying themselves, guess what? That's actually pretty good parenting right there, because you could be abusing them. You're not doing that. And it's been proven that having a phone doesn't do anything to kids that are raised in a good environment.
Yeah.
So
just raise your kids, man.
Just look in the fucking mirror.
Yeah.
Anyway, where were we? Yeah.
If you want to make the world a better place. Anyway.
I love that song, man. That is a good MJ track. Not on this radio stations or whatever, video game. Whenever I say the word video game, I sound like an old man. Video game.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? You know, video
game.
Video game.
What's the hip way to refer to them now? You can't just say games, because there's so many different kinds of...
Bust a move where the games are played. It's chill, it's fresh, it's Noah's Arcade.
Yep. I would have to say asphincter says what?
What?
You got to watch the upcoming episode, or when this comes out, it will already be out, the episode of Summum Bonum, where I had Smurl watch Wayne's World for the first time.
He's never seen it?
No, but you're gonna be angry.
Oh shit!
It was a really great conversation, but then he recommended a movie to me, the movie Amelie, which I had never seen, and neither one of us liked these movies, and so we had a really kind of interesting conversation about them. But yeah, that's out now for those of you who are listening and watching. But right now, God damn it, that was a huge detour, and we haven't even started talking about the music of GTA Vice City. So let's get into your number 7 radio station from GTA Vice City.
Okay, number 7. My number 7 radio station is Espantoso.
Same here. Now, before you begin, I am really pissed off at the creators of this game, because this should have been a station that was high up on my list. But I'll get to it. But also, why is it called Frightening? Why is the fucking station called Frightening? That's what that means. Espantoso.
I did not know that. I always wanted to know.
Yeah. Anyway, you get into it, but I have some words about this station. Go ahead.
Well, it's there's a very, kind of Latin America side to the whole Miami vibe.
Bienvenido a Miami. Miami. I said it wrong. Whatever. Busting in the club and the heat is on. Oh, no, the beach to the break of dawn.
Hell yeah.
Keep my wife's name out of your fucking mouth. All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead. It's the coffee's really kicked in now, so I have to reel myself in.
Nice. Well, all of the cab drivers in Vice City will have this playing, and it does help set the tone of like the more Cuban areas of the game. It's a cool thing to drive through those areas in like kind of a old Cuban style hot rod kind of car.
Yeah.
But it's very specific to like one area of the game, and when you venture outside that one area, it doesn't really, for me, represent what I'm going to this game for. It's cool for a little bit of ambience in certain places, but for the most part, if I'm being honest, I've come here for going on, rather than, Latin jazz, salsa, Latin funks kind of stuff.
No, what you're really coming here for is boom, 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 boom. It wasn't lost on me. They played that early on in the game, and I'm all like, "Ooh, that's a mood setter right there."
Yeah. Hell yeah. That song fucking rules.
Yeah.
We'll get there. We will.
We will.
But yeah, ultimately, Radio Espantoso is my least favorite music station in the game. So I'm gonna hand things over to you because that's pretty much like the only thing I have to say about it, really.
Yeah.
I think it's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So yeah, I saw the name of the station, which I first was like, why is it called that? But I was really hoping because like I have been referred to as an honorary Mexican by my wife and her family. So I accept that. And I celebrate that. And I also enjoy a lot of the music, but the music that I love is kind of removed from this because I'm more I like Tejano, maybe a little bit of the reggaeton stuff, but that gets a little bit too that goes out of what I like. And then some of the old school style ballads, Spanish ballads and stuff like that. I love that stuff so much, and there was none of that on here. Zero. It's all salsa, mambo, Latin jazz, which is if you were around in the 80s, the music on this station is what they play when white people go on resort in the Spanish. So they're going to Latin America, but they're not really because they're going to stay in a resort. And in the resort, they play this music. And then every single hour they play that song, Hot, 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 which is like one of the worst songs ever made, in my opinion. I fucking hate that song with a passion. Rest in peace, Buster Poindexter, or whatever what's his name? David something. He was from New York Dolls. Anyway, David Johansen. So it's like, it's literally just music that it feels like background music, and some of it doesn't even have any lyrics. It literally is just like, oh, this is a Latin scene. Let's throw on this Latin music. Okay. And then it's hosted by Pepe. And he's okay. He's fine. And I did like the commercial about learning redneck. That was very good on this. Because it's like if you want to get by in this world, you got to learn English. We're here to teach you redneck, and I thought that was pretty cool. So I wrote a line. I go, I enjoy some of this, but there's zero Tejano, and that loses a ton of points. Also, there is just regular ass American jazz funk in here. There's American jazz in here, not Latin at all. That's on here. Why? Probably because the makers of the game didn't know what the fuck they were doing, and they just like brought in some stock music or whatever. There's some well-known little tracks in here, but most of it is not. They could have done a way better station, and a way better song selection for Spanish language station, especially in the 80s. There was a lot of great fucking classic 80s. Tejano and other types of music. I'm focusing on Tejano because that's where I'm from, and that's this music. If you were going to ask me what's the official music of Texas, I would say Tejano, not country, because Texas was the Mexicans lived here first. So sorry, we took it from them. I even wrote the line, as an honorary Mexican, I'm very disappointed. And I said, I'm pretty sure Hispanic mob folks weren't listening to this in the 80s. So I was so upset that this was lower down for me because I was ready to hear some of that cool Spanish language music of the 80s. And there was like, they could have at least put in like some menudo. Throw that in there. Do something. Come on. Why do I have an accent now? Come on. Capiche? It was like Spanish and Italian all together. I don't know what it is, but I talk like this now. Welcome to the new show with Old Head, who has a weird accent that could be Jamaican. Who knows? If I went from Jamaica, then why would I wear this hat?
And I think you saved it. You landed it. You landed the plane.
So there you go. So that's that's also my number 7. Right now we're like neck and neck. We're what do you call that? We're
matching up.
We're matching up. Man, I must have made the coffee super strong today. because it's
I like the pacing though.
kicking in, man. I'm telling you, man. And I only have a little left, folks. So then all of a sudden, I'm just going to fall asleep. Anyway, let's move on.
Anyway, number
Yeah. All right. Your number 6, GTA Vice City radio station.
Okay. This is where we enter the realms of everything this point on is incredibly 80s, just representing a different part of the 80s. And ultimately, I had to weigh everything up. And my number 6 ended up being Wild Style.
Okay.
And my reasoning for that is not because I don't like it, but because compared to like hip hop stations in San Andreas, where like it was a little more fully formed in terms of hip hop had made a name for itself and it's here now and it knows what it is.
Yeah.
This, in many ways, you can get a lot of different types of things when you switch to this station.
But in the 80s, you still had like what would be referred to as electro that was out there too. Yeah.
So it's kind of like halfway. It's a bit of both. It plays hip hop and electro, and I found that I tended to stick around if it was something like Rockbox or Rocket by Herbie Hancock, or the Breaks, The Message. But then other tracks, I would be like, there's probably something that I'm more in the mood for on a different station. So for me, it was kind of like, it was a half and half station where it was kind of 50-50 as to whether or not I was going to be in the mood for what's on it.
Yeah.
But honestly, this is where things kick up to, oh yeah, this is undeniably 80s, and I still fucking love it for what it is.
Yeah.
It's just not exactly what I'm expecting when I go in. But like, there's songs on this station that are like mandatory listen, I'm not changing the station. And others where I'm like, man, I know Broken Wings is playing somewhere right now. Like, that's the thing with this game. It's so tied to a vibe that sometimes you just want to go all in on it. Especially when the sun is setting and all the neon signs start to turn on and you're driving a fucking Testarossa or a Lamborghini Countach around. And I always find myself in that thing of, this is cool, but I know that this station is playing this,
Yeah.
So for me, it did get bumped lower. And I like the style of hip hop in San Andreas a lot more than I like the style of hip hop in Vice City compared to what else is in the game.
Yeah.
And that's where it ended up here. But we are already in the love zone now for me in terms of a lot of the songs.
Uh-oh, we had a freeze.
It's not going to match up here.
Did I freeze?
You did a little bit, but I looked back and you started moving.
Why is my internet connection unstable? It's fucking hardwired to self-destruct, you motherfuckers. Anyway, my number 6 is my ranking. I realize my ranking is going to be surprising to you now. My number 6 is Flash FM.
What?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Even though, I mean, obviously I'm not listening to this in the game, so I'm listening to songs in an order like that you sent me with whoever put together the recording of the radio station. I don't know where those come from, but they're in an order. That starts off strong as fuck with Out of Touch by Hall & Oates. Like, that's a good place to start. And then it's that one's hosted by Tony. And there was a couple of I listened to this one early on, but there were a couple of very funny commercials. Rusty Brown's Ring Donuts is
that one's
really
great.
good. And I really loved the fact that the movie Knife After Dark is rated R for retarded.
Yeah.
That is a very 80s. Not only is it like nobody's, that's not, you can't say that anymore. I could be canceled for saying that. I don't know. It's in context. In the 80s, we said that word a lot. And it didn't, from my experience, that word was never meant to say you're mentally handicapped. It was supposed to be saying, like, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Which is the word retarded, I think means like it's skewed from the norm or something. And so like, that's how I always use the term, like, you know, and then all of a sudden people were referring to mentally handicapped people as mentally retarded. And I'd be like, well, that sounds wrong because retarded means like, fuck that. What's that? But whatever, we don't use it anymore. I just use it a whole fucking bunch. Join us later where I use the N word like 50 times. Anyway, so this is all 80s. This is 80s pop. But what I discovered about this station from being a kid of the 80s, this is the 80s pop station that my mom listened to, and she was in her 40s in the 80s. So this is like, it's a little on the softer side. There's some classics on here. Like, you get Billie Jean by Michael Jackson. How can you fuck with that? You can't. It's the classic. But then you get like tracks like Self-Control by Laura Branigan. What a bummer of that song is. And then you get Call Me by Go West. And you get...
Dude, I love Self-Control. It's got the whoa-oh-ohs in there. I know it's a cop-out kind of like call out vocal, but I love that song.
Yeah. Also, anything by Talk Talk, get those guys off of my radio station.
Yeah.
I just don't. So it's all these kind of like the lamer side of 80s music. It like some of it's just like reminds me of stuff that even back then was already being played in like a department store when you were shopping. I felt like there was a lot more commercials included in this one, and they're fun commercials overall, but I think there was just too many. But there was legitimately like great songs. There's In Excess is on here, Bryan Adams. Occasionally the choices are like disappointing where I go, oh, this song, but then it's followed by like Owner of a Lonely Heart by Yes, which is 100% banger. And you get like staples, like of course Video Killed the Radio Star is going to be somewhere in this game. Yeah. And it's here.
Outfield Your Love, man. That
is one of the best songs of the 80s, in my opinion. Yeah. But there was a song on here I had never heard before. And here's my note about that song. Aneka by Japanese Boy by Aneka.
I knew you were going to say that. Yeah.
I'd never heard it before, and I never want to hear it again. That is one of the worst songs I've ever heard. I don't know where it came from, but I'd never heard it before. So overall, as an 80s pop selection, it's kind of a letdown until I kind of put it in the perspective of, oh, my mom was probably listening to this station. And like every time I hear Steppin' Out by Joe Jackson, it's always equated with The Party's Over, You Need to Go Home. Because there was a club that I went to in my 20s that played a lot of 80s music. And it was fun to go to because you could drink and the songs were always like fun and stuff. But at 2:00 in the morning, when everything shuts down, they would end it always by playing Steppin' Out. And as soon as that song started, you would go, oh man, we got to go home. I'm not okay to drive yet. Let's go for a walk, And then, another one of the greatest songs of the 80s, One Thing Leads to Another by The Fix. Fucking banger. And it ends with Running with the Night by Lionel Richie, which is also really good. So there's a lot of really great songs on here, but there was too many peppered in where I was just kind of underwhelmed and like, this is not what I want to hear. So it really knocked this station down because of the amount of songs where I was like, okay. Even though there are some legit 80s bangers on here. But yeah, it's literally like the adult contemporary pop station of the day where you did have some new tracks on there. But then you would probably also hear Like in the 80s, this is, I don't know if this is carried over to now and you hear these anymore, but in the 80s there seemed to be an abundance of songs about divorce. There'd be like a woman and a man singing to each other about, oh, you did me wrong, I know I did you wrong. Like there was all these songs that sounded like that. Those would also have been played on the station. Anyway, enjoyable things about it. But Flash FM had to go at number 6 because like they just get more and more entertaining, especially in this top 5. And I don't even at this point I don't even remember Tony at all. That's how unmemorable. Is that a woman, Tony? Toni?
Yeah.
That was unmemorable. Anyway, number 5. Number 5.
Okay, my number 5 is Wave 103.
Wave 103.
And that is
Catch the wave.
That is the new wave synth pop and post punk kind of station. And it's very like, late 70s, early 80s kind of focused. You got fucking Frankie Goes to Hollywood, Human League, Blondie, Kim Wilde, those sorts of things. So many great songs. Corey Hart, Sunglasses at Night is a banger. Flock of Seagulls, I Ran, So Far Away, is a perfect cop chase song in this game. When that is a song that I've always thought would benefit from like a metaled up cover. So I think we could
Iran?
Yeah. It's got that, I walk along the avenue. Yeah, that would go so fucking hard.
Is our next project just going to be heavy versions of 80s pop songs?
We could throw some in there. I'd be 100% down.
Anything goes for Grave Circuit.
Yeah. That nothing is off the table. It's one of those stations where it's like I've heard so many of these songs. I don't know how much this plays into it because they're all pretty big songs. But me being a British guy, I feel like statistically I've heard these songs more.
Yeah. Well, that's all. That all comes from MTV because originally they didn't have enough videos of American artists. So that's that's the thing. The fact that MTV didn't have a lot of videos, that's why some of us got exposed to some of this great British music because those guys had already been making music videos. So
I'm British and I've got a synthesizer in it.
I always there's nothing better than like in the video for Iran where he's literally just holding down one key on the keyboard. But it's like very aggressively, just like this is this fucking note right here. Yeah, exactly.
But he's feeling every moment of that.
Oh yeah.
But he can't feel his face on account of, the powder just out of shot.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. But like I say, there's so many catchy songs on it. Fucking Poison Arrow by ABC when that comes on, when you're driving on, I have so many memories of that song coming on. I'm just there, sat, but I've got like headphones on, and then like when it gets to shoot that poison arrow through my heart, when it does that, I would just like obnoxiously yell it through the house. There's so many great songs on this station. It's not necessarily my favorite vibe for this game. However, there are songs that, funnily enough, there's a lot of really good cop chase songs on this station. Two Tribes, Love Missile, fucking there's so many good ones, man. There's a lot of quite upbeat stuff on here, but if I had to pick a favorite song from this station, it's Iran. But simply put, cool station, cool vibe. But in my opinion, there are cooler.
Nice. I love this. We're going to be all over the place, which is cool that we like matched up at the beginning, but now we've moved apart.
We're diverging.
My number 5 is Emotion 98.3.
Wow. Okay.
Hosted by Fernando Martinez.
I honestly expected this one to be higher for you.
Yeah. There's stuff on here that I really like. It's mostly very enjoyable. Soft rock channel, kicking it off with Waiting for a Girl Like You by Foreigner. Come on. Come on.
Yeah. I've been waiting.
And then it's immediately derailed by Kate Bush and Squeeze. So that's what ruins it.
Wow! Whoa!
Yeah. Yeah.
Not a fan of that song?
I'm not a fan of Kate Bush in general or Squeeze in general. Well, I mean, Squeeze, there's some Squeeze stuff that's fine. Squeeze became Crowded House, right? I believe. And I do love that Crowded House song. Don't dream it's over.
I did not know that.
I think Squeeze became Crowded House. I might be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. And then the station is saved by REO Speedwagon with Keep On Loving You, which I've always loved REO Speedwagon, especially that era. We're doing some fucking badass ballads, REO Speedwagon. The station is just kind of all over the place. And it just got to the point where even like the commercials I just started to go, oh, I don't need to hear these again. I want to hear more music. But this station does have Africa by Toto. Can't go wrong with that one. Broken Wings by Mr. Mister. That's also here. And most importantly, the one that came on that I go, yep, was Crockett's theme from Jan Hammer.
Yes.
That one was like, honestly, like as soon as that song came on, I wrote the note, the fact that the entire Miami Vice soundtrack isn't on this game is a crime. Like Smuggler's Blues should be on here. Like all of those songs should be, maybe just leave the theme off because it's not a Miami Vice game. But
I think there's
belong to. Why is that not on here? Why is You Belong to the City not on here?
Oh, that's such a good point.
You belong to the night.
We should make like, you know what we should do as a follow up to this? Maybe we could do a slashed and mashed
of the two Miami Vice soundtracks.
Yeah, or even like songs that should be in Vice City or be in GTA 6 or some shit.
We can do that too, but you literally just like there are two Miami Vice soundtracks.
Yeah,
that we could merge into the ultimate Miami Vice soundtrack.
Hot damn.
Put that in the notes. Put that down.
I'm putting that in there.
Miami Vice 1 and 2.
Okay.
Both of which I have on vinyl because I'm fucking cool as shit.
Is one of them called Escape from Television? Because I have that one.
No, it's just called Miami Vice and Miami Vice 2.
Oh, okay. Because I've got a Jan Hammer specifically music from Miami Vice vinyl that's called Escape from Television, but it's all music that was in Miami Vice.
Oh no, these are both like pop songs with a little bit of Jan Hammer in there. So you do have but there's literally two Miami Vice soundtracks that both have pop songs and stuff on them.
How do I not have those?
I don't know.
What the fuck am I doing? Hold on, let me put it in the notes real quick.
That's how fucking popular Miami Vice was, and that Miami Vice soundtrack that they released a part 2. That's why that happened, because it was a banger.
Slashed and mashed Miami Vice soundtracks.
Anybody ever get that where like the last drink of your coffee always has a little bit of grounds in it, and I'm just like, why you got to ruin the last bit of the coffee?
Why you gotta ruin the last bit of my coffee? I wanted to drink liquid, not solids.
I mean, yeah, I guess that's.
You ever see that? You ever see that thing that said it's like had a mixed berry smoothie for brekkie?
Oh yes.
Then I dropped it. Now my blue jeans are having a smoothie. Grrr.
I have seen that one.
I love that. That's one of my favorite things ever.
Anyway, yeah. So Emotion 98.3 was my number 5, just because it wasn't consistent for me with the great songs, even though some of them are amazing songs. Mm-hmm. So that's my number 5.
Cool. So my number 4 is Fever 105.
That is also my number 4. Fever 105.
We're matching up nicely here.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, this is kind of like the disco, soul, funk, and R&B sort of station. Mm-hmm. There's some good songs on here, and
hosted by Oliver the Lady Killer Biscuit.
Yeah. This is the love making station right here. This is some good shit. And there's so many great songs. And a lot of these as well. I mean, you got it's all just good vibe stuff here.
Yeah.
And the beat goes on. Get Down Saturday
The
night.
Whispers.
All night long, Mary Jane Girls. I wanna be starting something. Michael Jackson, fucking.
Let's camp out on that song for a minute. I would like to. Even today, even now in 2025, it has started happening a few years ago on the internet, but I would like to address it right now and put a stop to this. Please clip this and share it with all of your friends out there. There started to be these ridiculous videos where people were claiming that at the end of Wanna Be Starting Something, Michael Jackson is actually saying, I'm going to say one more time, I'm not going to stop at the end of it. That's what he's saying over and over again. But here's the thing. He's not saying that. He literally is just saying, Mama say, Mama sa, Mamakusa. Because if any of you had half a fucking brain, you would just pull out the album, look on the fucking liner notes where the lyrics are, and the lyrics say, Mama say, Mama sa, Mamakusa. It's literally a reference to an older song that he threw in there. So, but literally, it's almost like every few months, someone's like, I was today years old when I realized he's actually saying this. No, he's not. No, he's not. Stop spreading misinformation. This is what's wrong with the world. Mama say, Mama sa, Mamakusa. Thank you. Stop it.
Mic drop.
Just look in the goddamn lyrics. It's like people say that all the time. Like, how did I never know this is what he was saying? I don't know, because you didn't care enough to look in the goddamn lyrics when it came out. They're there. Most albums have lyrics that you can go look at. Anyway. All right.
Fucking people, my dude. But I mean, you got last night, DJ Saved My Life. There's so many bangers. Well, I can't remember what it's called. It's the one that goes too much, never too much, never too much, never too much. Doom.
Oh,
doom, doom.
yeah.
Oh, it's doom, 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 doom.
I can't remember who did that one.
Oh, I fucking love that song so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I can remember when I used to work at a supermarket, whenever that song came on, it didn't matter who was talking to me. When that part of that song came on over the intercom, I would always stop whoever it was, coworker, customer, fucking, I don't care. But I went 1 sec. Too much, never too much, never too much, never too much. Doom, 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 doom. Yeah, what's up?
Yeah.
That's literally what would happen. Like whenever I was asked. Yeah,
That's I mean, that's important.
I'd like to think it was endearing. I think it just pissed people off in retrospect.
And I don't know. I think some people
vibing.
love a little bit of a fun attitude at a store, because it's usually just so monotonous and boring. You add a little bit of flavor to people's lives.
Yeah. Yeah. But end of the day, Oliver Lady Killer Biscuit is serving up bangers over here.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna let you.
Yeah, I enjoyed every second of this station, even if like not all of them are like songs I love. They were all songs that I enjoyed. I love "Automatic" by the Pointer Sisters. That's such a fucking great song. And then you got Mary Jane Girls, Rick James, Michael Jackson. "Summer Madness" by Kool and the Gang is on here, which later on would be used in the song "Summertime" by DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. This station, the thing I love about this station is this is a really good station to send to like younger people and be like, hey, all these samples that you've heard in these other songs, here's where they come from. I feel like half of this station is songs that were sampled for songs on GTA San Andreas. Yeah.
It's funny. I mean, fucking Juicy Fruit is Notorious B.I.G.
Yeah. So it's just great to like, because honestly, like that's the interesting thing is like, while I do love some of that 90s stuff like Dr. Dre and stuff, in most cases, the original. Sorry, guys. I get animated with
The
my
original
hands.
bonk.
I just need what I really need is I need I don't know what I need. I need to become rich and famous so I can just have the most perfect setup to where I don't need to have any of this. I don't know what that would be.
You want everything suspended from the ceiling like Nick Menz's drum kit.
Oh yeah, that's what I want.
That'd be sick.
Yeah. And I want to have the mic in front of me and it look like in a boxing match or like the LL Cool J video. I'm gonna knock you out. Anyway,
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of times I feel like the original songs are way better than the hip hop songs that sampled them. But that's just an opinion, obviously. But a lot of us wouldn't even know those samples or want to seek out those samples if it wasn't for these songs. So it's that's why I've always enjoyed sampling, and I wish it was done more, and I wish other artists were more open and welcome to their stuff being used, because sometimes it's used in a very creative and cool way and makes another cool song out of a cool song, but also it leads people back to where did this music come from? Who was influenced by who, and then little by little, you can discover some amazing music that you didn't really know about because depending on when you're born, most people that are your age and younger don't know who the fucking Whispers are. They don't know who they are, but they should.
I'm an elite breed of Gen Z.
Yeah. But that's why I'm saying games like this, it's great to expose people of all ages, really, to great music that ended up influencing other great music. So that's why I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it all the way through Fever 105. So it ends up being my number 4.
There's actually there's a couple of instances of the GTA games introducing me to the idea of sampling before I realized it was a thing.
Yeah.
So there are 2 examples, and those are Deep Cover, which is in San Andreas, and then Deep Cover 98, which is in Liberty City Stories. I can't remember who did that one. Who did that? Hold on.
Deep Cover 98. There wasn't Eminem on that, or am I?
Let me look it up.
Or am I wrong?
Deep Cover by American. Okay, so
I'm thinking of a different song, I think.
So Twins. Deep Cover.
Twins.
98. Big Pun and Fat Joe.
Oh, Big Pun is on that. Yeah.
Yeah, and then which is in
Morena, Boricua.
And that one's on Liberty City Stories, and that one's set in late '90s New York, Liberty City.
Yeah.
But you've also got the combo of Grandmaster Flash's "The Message" in Vice City.
Yeah.
And fucking Check Yourself.
Yeah.
Is in San Andreas, and I realized, oh my god, this is the same song but different, and it's okay.
Not only that, there's numerous artists that have sampled The Message, to varying degrees of success. Because there is a fucking P Diddy song that some of those P Diddy hits, and unfortunately I have to lump Notorious B.I.G. into this because he was part of some of these too, was the fucking laziest songwriting, and honestly was the end of good hip hop in my opinion. Because once you just started completely sampling somebody else's song and literally just changing the lyrics to worse lyrics. Sorry, that's the end for me. Anyway, so, but just go listen to Fever 105 and you hear where a lot of that great music came from. Lead you down the path of that great. I mean, because I'm not a fan. It's so weird how you go from 50s and 60s. There's just 50s, there's basically no music I really even give a shit about. 60s, there's a little bit of music that I care about. 70s, there's a big chunk of music that I care about. And all of a sudden, the 80s, boom. Literally from every angle you can come at me with from the 80s, even some country tunes from around that time. I will hear them and go, all right, I can hang with this one. Something happened in the 80s where it's just everything got fun and good. I don't know. But here we are. We're in the middle of the 80s talking about, what is this game called? Vice City.
Vice City. But yeah.
All right, number 3.
Cool. So my number 3 is Flash FM. And
Okay.
this station, round about 2017, really kicked off me just getting into everything 80s kind of thing, where it wasn't just 80s metal anymore. It was just 80s everything. And coming right out of the gate, you got the 1, 2, 3 punch of Out of Touch by Hall & Oates, Wang Chung's Dancehall Days, Michael Jackson, Billie Jean. A lot of these songs were used as background music in cutscenes in the game, which made it feel like an 80s movie.
Yeah.
And there's so much of this game that has such an 80s movie vibe that I will continuously come back to it. And despite the advancement of gaming and the progressively dated controls of a video game that came out 23 years ago, the vibe is off the charts.
Dude, not to interrupt you, but that's my whole thing I have going with the classic NES now. Like, there are games here that if I look them up online, it's just utter shit talking about how awful these games are. I'm all like, I don't know, it's pretty fun. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Because, like, even the most crudely put together NES game is just so entertaining to play. And even if it gets a little frustrating, I'm still just like, it's like funny frustrating. I'm like, you can't even get past this part of the game. This is bullshit. So it's something about that where, like, if you connect with the aesthetic or the vibe of the game, who the fuck cares about technological advances?
Yeah.
Pac-Man's still popular for a reason because it's fucking good.
Dude, there's arcades near me that I have gone in and spent an hour on Pac-Man, just fucking loading 20Ps.
Here's a question for you though, as a fan of those games. Do you? I feel that Miss Pac-Man is superior to Pac-Man as a game.
Well, she has a bow on her.
Get out of town. I just feel like the controls, everything about it, it's like they improved on Pac-Man with Miss Pac-Man. And I've always
and she's hot.
Hell yeah. Who knew? You literally just take a yellow dot, cut a pizza slice in it and put a bow on it. That's all you got to do. I don't know. I've always felt that if there's a Miss Pac-Man and a Pac-Man, I'm always going to Miss Pac-Man because it feels better to me. I don't know.
I've never actually thought about that, and the only thing I have to go off is that a friend of mine growing up, Steven, had like a Namco joystick combo thing that you would just plug into the TV, and it had like all of the main games. But he only had, I think it was just regular Pac-Man on that.
Yeah. Next time you're in an arcade and there's a Miss Pac-Man, check it out, because I honestly think it's a better game than Pac-Man.
I had Miss Pac-Man on on like a slide-up flip phone in like 2008.
Yeah.
When I was about 10 years old, and I had Miss Pac-Man and Tetris on that. Ooh, and I sunk a lot of hours into that. Had a game on it called Tower Blocks too. I loved that as well.
I've heard of that.
Yeah.
Maybe that's from my flip phone days too. I don't know.
Yeah, but like the thing I distinctly remember is just being like, it's just Pac-Man with a bow. But I've never actually stopped and thought about are there actual differences in the controls that set them apart? Yeah,
it's just like an improvement overall in gameplay and graphics, but it's still essentially the same game. If you want to break it down, there's not much difference, but yeah.
Tell you what game I love? Centipede.
Centipede's great. My favorite from that era is Galaga. Galaga is my go-to. Love that one. Also Defender. Defender's a lot of fucking fun too.
I love Missile Command. I love that one.
Yeah.
Was that obviously Asteroids.
Asteroids is great. Yeah.
Yeah. What's that fucking what's that one? Tempest. That's what it's called.
Oh my God! Yes.
You circle around that thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I've got like an Atari anniversary combo.
That was fun to play in the arcade because you had the wheel.
Yeah.
The wheel that you would spin, and so it was like a different kind of game to play. But yeah. Speaking of that, I was so stoked to get Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game on NES, because that was like the two games in the arcade back in the 90s that I played more than anything else were Ninja Turtles and Terminator 2.
Hell yeah.
Which is the one with the machine gun where you're just blowing away robots and ships and stuff.
You gotta have that, man.
Unfortunately, they don't have that on NES. The Terminator 2 on NES is just another side scroller, and it's like, it's fine. But then the Ninja Turtles one, even though it's based off the arcade game, obviously you don't have 4 turtles fighting together. Like, it's just you can have 2 max. But it just immediately reminded me of like every time I'd go to the arcade, there would be kids there. You'd have to wait for a spot to open so you could join in, and you'd be like, oh, I don't want to be Raphael. But then you're like, all right, whatever, Raph's kind of cool. And so, you'd have to wait for the spot to open up because there was constantly 4 kids playing the Ninja Turtles game. Same thing with Simpsons. That was another big one around that time too.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Simpsons in media fucking exploded really quickly, didn't it?
Yeah. And I've never been a Simpsons. I mean, I was a Simpsons fan in the beginning, but it doesn't do anything for me anymore. It lost a lot of its charm. Probably, I don't know why actually. But I think it's because it started to be too integrated into everything that, like, no matter what you're into, somebody's done a Simpsons post, and I always just want to say, keep your Simpsons out of my other stuff, okay? Just enjoy the Simpsons for what it is. There doesn't need to be a Metallica Simpsons. I realize they were on the Simpsons, but can we just leave that there because it's just too much? Like, imagine if they took like something else and made everything that, like, I don't know what fucking Alf. Everything was Alf. Like, you like Megadeth? Here's Mega Alf, and it's an Alf thing. Get on that internet, make it up.
Hello,
Alf.
cats.
I'm from Melmac. Anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. Cycling back around. It's just a fun. It's just a fun 80s pop station. And it opened me up to a lot of like 80s pop stuff. It really led me down a rabbit hole of, it's like, oh my God, I know so much about 80s metal, but there's so much 80s pop stuff that has that 80s vibe that isn't necessarily rock, but it still gives me that feeling.
Yeah.
And a big thing for me when I was a kid growing up, I always wondered why Owner of a Lonely Heart was on the pop station and not on the rock station.
It was a crossover hit.
It was a crossover hit, but I remember it took me ages to find it, and this is kind of the beauty of being a little kid playing this game, because because it's a game aimed at adults, it gives you this feeling when you're a kid, and it's something I wish I could go back and experience again. I'm a jaded adult now and I know what to expect. But as a kid, you're like, wow, this is cool. I'm committing crimes and getting away with it and all this stuff. And it's like, I'm in this like crime movie and stuff like that. But like a huge thing for me, I remember, was looking for this mystery song that I'd only ever heard in this one cutscene. And it's the cutscene where you walk into the biker bar to get the biker gang on your side. Mm-hmm. And you have to prove yourself to them in a race. But like a big part of that, I just remember he walks in and as soon as the cutscene starts, it like fades in from black. Mm-hmm. And it's like, you hear this in the background. Dink, dink, dink. I'm like, of course that riff is playing in a biker bar.
Yeah.
But I've never heard it on the rock station. And at the time, as a young 12-year-old metalhead, what was the only station I was listening to? It was fucking V-Rock.
Yeah.
Why would I listen to anything else? And then, but I went on this quest. I was like, well, where can it be? Is it a song that even exists? Was it written for the game? Yeah. And it became this like thing of, it's a massive hit, but I'd never heard it growing up when I did. And it became this quest of mine to just like go through all the stations and find out which it was. And I didn't think to look it up online. I would just like listen. And it took me fucking weeks before it popped up. And then I finally clicked over. I was like, oh, it's on Flash FM. what song is this? You know, and that was Yes with Owner of a London. I looked it up, and it was like, fucking got ya, found it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. It was like, I felt like I'd cracked some sort of code.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good moment. It was a highlight. It's a treasured young memory of mine.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, like at that time, probably actual Yes fans were probably annoyed with that song. But it's a banger. Come on, it's so good. It sounds good too. It's just in headphones. It just sounds good.
Yeah, I really want to do a Yes Crankdom ranked as well.
Oh yeah. I mean, they're on the list, so
I've been meaning to do like another prog deep dive.
Yeah,
because what was the last major prog deep dive? I think it was like Rush, wasn't it? We've only really Queensryche a little bit, but they kind of straddle a line between progressive.
Yeah, it was probably Rush was the last one we did that would be considered prog.
Yeah,
at all. Yeah, cool.
Cool. Yeah, well, Flash FM, I liked it more than you did.
Yeah.
But for me, I guess, you know, as someone who loves the 80s but didn't grow up there, I can see why you would maybe be burned out on some of these songs. But for me, it's kind of this window into the pop culture of the time. It's like, yeah. The one thing that's always puzzled me about this soundtrack, where is Madonna?
Oh, they couldn't afford her.
Yeah. Well, they could afford MJ.
Yeah. I don't know.
They could afford 2 MJ, but they couldn't afford 1 Madonna.
I mean, to be fair, going into the 2000s, Madonna was still very popular, whereas Michael Jackson was still very popular just based on older music. I don't think he didn't have...
Yeah, I guess.
Once you got into the 2000s, he had a couple hits, but not on the scale of 80s and 90s Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe he was just like, oh, they can use it, whatever. I don't know. What year was this game?
Use it, whatever.
What year did this game come out?
2002.
2002. Oh no. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's wild to me that some of these games are as old as they are now. Because I remember getting Vice City when it was only 7 years old. And the only reason I hadn't gotten it earlier is because the word Vice made my mum think it was overly sexual compared to the other GTAs. But she thought Vice included prostitution and stuff like that. And like there was, to be fair, credit to my younger self, I was smart enough to realize that if I told her that there is equal, if not far worse crime in San Andreas than there is in Vice City, I was smart enough to think, maybe don't go begging for Vice too hard. You've already got 2 of them.
Yeah.
Hang on to what you got and give it another year and see where you stand then. And then I got my uncle to weigh in and he said, yeah, there's like 1 strip club. Just don't spend too much time inside it, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that honestly, that seems like a fun experience as a young person. These games that are like a world you get to go be in. It's kind of cool.
And as someone who, I didn't have the easiest time in school. It was such an escape. Yeah. Like, I would come home from, like, the shittiest school day. All of a sudden, I'm in 80s Miami for the next 3 hours, and it doesn't fucking matter at all now.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Okay, well, then let's move on to my number 3, which young Eddie would probably be mad at me for even having it this low. V-Rock is my number 3.
There's a part of me that's like, okay. There's a part of me that's like, huh?
I mean, these were all based on like the amount of bangers and the amount of songs that I was just thoroughly enjoying, because V-Rock is great. It got knocked down many points. Because Laszlo, who the fuck did they pick? This is not a good choice for a rock DJ at all.
So here's the thing, and I'm a clue you in on some lore. Laszlo in the GTA universe is a recurring character. And he was a talk radio guy in GTA 3.
Okay.
And he plays kind of a washed up character in GTA 3. And through the games, Laszlo, he kind of gets to places, but he's also kind of a pathetic guy.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, like, if you listen to all of the stations chronologically through all of the games, you hear him go from this undeserving rock DJ, because there's a prequel to this game called Vice City Stories, where he's like a dweeby teenager who is next to the hell yeah brother rock DJ guy, and gradually overtakes him through some like underhanded means or whatever. But he's on WCTR in San Andreas. He's on Chatterbox in Liberty City Stories, and then GTA 3 chronologically. And he's also in 4, but then he appears as a character in GTA 5. But basically, Laszlo, he's not your standard rock and roll DJ guy.
Yeah.
But as a character in the game, if you play all of the games, you hear the various stages of his career, and he's just a fucking mess. and this is the beginnings of that.
Yeah, all I could think of
bullies him.
Is that he just reminded me of like the real DJ was sick and he's the intern and he was subbing that day. Like that's what it sounds like.
So in Vice City Stories, there's a V-Rock in that, and he is the intern that the main radio DJ bullies.
Well, then, good on him.
Yeah. So yeah, I get, like, from an outsider looking in, why you think that, but like, if you play all of the games, it eventually becomes apparent that this guy just cannot catch a break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This has a lot of like, I think because I'm such a fan of 80s hard rock, I wanted better songs on here. Because it started off with I Want to Rock by Twisted Sister, which to me is like an easy in. Like, yeah, this is good enough. Fine, that's a fun song. Too Young to Fall in Love, Motley Crue, Come On, Feel the Noise. Of course, that's on there. Here's the thing. Here's what I ran into. I would like more information from you on this. Hard and Fast is the song. Is this? There's a fake band called Love Fist.
There's a band in the game called Love Fist who you run into, and they're characters in the game. And at one point, there's like a string of missions you do for them, and you save them from a deranged stalker. There's a mission where you drive their limo and it's been wired with a bomb, and it's literally speed in a limo. If you drop below a certain speed, the band dies. And it's basically you spend about 4 missions protecting this band from a deranged stalker.
All I know is that I heard this song and I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I Googled it. First off, Shazam came up with nothing. Yeah. I Googled it and it kept coming up Love Fist and just this game. And I'm like, oh, so this was an original song. And there's another Love Fist song later in this station too. So
there's Dangerous Bastard and Fist Fury. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I didn't know what this was called. I just know they kept saying Hard and Fast in the song. And that won some points for this station. It kind of made up for the DJ because I'm like, oh, they actually made a fake rock band in this? That's kind of cool. And then you've got like, Def Leppard and Rat. And then they get a little heavier. They got some Iron Maiden. They got 2 Motley Crue tracks on here. But like some of the songs I'm just like, yeah, this is fine. I wish that they had picked better songs or they had more, it was a little more rockin'. And there's like humorous caller segments in this one too that are kind of funny. It was mostly a good time, but then you'd get like Runaway by Bon Jovi is good. That's fine.
Wait, hang on. Did I send you an extended version of the I might have sent you. Like,
I don't know. What are there songs that aren't in the game?
I think I sent you an extended version of this thing. I'm sorry.
Does that just mean it has more songs on it?
Yeah. So I think someone must have made. I think I might have sent you the wrong file. I'm aware that people have gone and made their own extended V-Rocks. Where they've added like more 80s rock songs in amongst it.
Interesting.
And been clever with it and like lengthened it out to like a double length. Here is the official V-Rock running order.
Okay.
I Wanna Rock by Twisted Sister.
Okay.
Too Young to Fall in Love by Motley Crue. Quiet Riot, Come On Feel the Noise. The Cult, She Sells Sanctuary.
Oh, I don't remember the Cult being on here at all, actually. Maybe they were.
Ozzy, Bark at the Moon.
I definitely don't remember that being on here.
What the fuck? What happened? Iron Maiden, 2 Minutes to Midnight. Loverboy, Working for the Weekend.
Nope.
Alcatraz, God Bless Video. Tesla, Coming At You Live. Autograph, Turn Up the Radio. Megadeth, Peace Sells. Anthrax, Madhouse.
Never heard. Whoever put this together took out all the thrash.
What the fuck happened? Slayer, Rain in Blood. Judas Priest, you got nothing.
Yeah, there's no Slayer here either. So here's the songs that I wrote down. Twisted Sister, Motley Crue, Quiet Riot. You've already read that. Rock by Def Leppard. Rock till you drop. That was on there. Slip of the Lip by Rat. Home Sweet Home, Motley Crue. Runaway, Bon Jovi, Cry Tough, Poison.
Oh, someone must have gone in and hair metalified it.
Judas Priest, another thing coming.
That's on here,
which I enjoyed.
This is a bizarre incident.
Yeah. And then so please tell me this is on here. It ended with Heaven's on Fire by Kiss.
It doesn't.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, this might even go lower on the list. They did play Madhouse by Anthrax. That's a winner right there for me.
Yeah. Madhouse was always my favorite on this station. Whenever I got into a car and the police were on my ass, it was and it's like, I'm not even going to try and lose these fuckers. I'm going to amp the intensity up. Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess when you're dealing with something like this, it's obviously it's hard to like get exactly what it is. So, I mean, but this is what I was sent. And I enjoyed things about it, but it would have been better if there was Ozzy and Slayer and Anthrax and shit on here. But, because some of it I just kind of I didn't even write down some songs because I was just kind of like, all right, this is a whatever song. So yeah, it looks like they kind of took out all of the really heavy stuff minus Iron Maiden. Because even the Judas Priest song, I would consider that pretty soft for them, even though I love that song. But yeah.
Yeah, I must have downloaded the wrong thing years ago.
Anyway, it still ends up at number 3 for me because the two above this, I utterly enjoyed so much so that I wasn't quite sure which one was going to be my number 1. So, we'll get into that. But yeah, V-Rock was my number 3, even though I love so much. Obviously, I love so much of that music. Clearly, we've talked about a shitload of that. I think every band I named, we haven't done Bon Jovi.
That's still that's a good point. Twisted Sister, Motley Crue.
Well, we did done. Those.
We did Motley Crue. Motley Crue was episode 2.
Damn, 5 years ago or whatever, man. Long time.
Damn. Yeah, so Quiet Riot we haven't done.
Nope.
The Cult we haven't done.
No.
Love Fist are a fictional band. Loverboy we haven't done. Alcatraz we haven't done.
Nope.
Tesla we haven't done.
Nope.
Autograph we haven't done.
Nope.
Megadeth, Anthrax, Slayer, Judas Priest. We haven't done David Lee Roth. That could be fun.
Oh, that is true. Yeah, I would like to do.
God damn it, baby! You know I ain't lying to you. I'm only gonna tell you one time.
I'm only gonna tell you one time.
He's still out there doing some shows, and he doesn't sound great. But every time I see those videos posted, I block whoever posted it if they talk some shit because I'm just like. He's old. He's up there still doing it, and people want to go see them. If they didn't want to go see him, he wouldn't be doing it. and you couldn't do any better than David Lee Roth. So shut the fuck up. Let people enjoy their fucking lives. Jesus Christ.
And at the end of the day, all these people throwing shade at David Lee Roth. Were you ever the fucking just David Lee Roth has been David Lee Roth. He's won.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
He's got nothing to prove to anyone.
But I mean, but at this point, like, isn't he like 70? Like, you're judging this dude. Like, it's just so baffling to me that yeah, I mean, even like now, all of a sudden we've turned this corner now where now Axl Rose doesn't sound very good. Cause I remember like when the Guns N' Roses like reunion with Slash and everything started happening, Axl sounded fucking fantastic. Something happened. He got sick. Something happened. And now he sounds like he's struggling. And it's a little bit sad for me. But once again, you don't have to go see him. Don't pay for it. But I just hate how everyone has to do that take of like, oh, he sounds so bad. I'm like, he still sings better than you, motherfucker. So, and he still was part of a legendary fucking band. I don't know, maybe you got promoted at your tech job. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, you know, you have to weigh your, I don't know, just get a life, people. God, I hate people. Have I told you that?
Sometimes I see footage of I see footage. I see footage or go
ahead. Sorry.
I see photos or footage of David Lee Roth. And I just think, imagine being that guy at that time. Just it looks like such a blast being that dude. But like one of my favorite stories I've heard from anyone is Henry Rollins doing his like spoken word thing.
Yeah.
Talking about the time he met David Lee Roth. And he said, "Whoa, you're the Black Flag guy, right?" Yeah. Diamond David Lee Roth. And it's like I am fascinated by the dude.
Yeah.
He is a character.
He is one of those people that has always just been themselves.
Yeah.
And is it's not even an argument that he is a unique figure in music. And
utterly lovable individual.
I got the David Lee Roth VHS from the 80s that has like the music videos from his first two albums and stuff. And it's just so funny because it's just him being interviewed and he's got like the two women next to him. And I feel so sorry for these two women because they have to spend the whole time just going,
yeah.
Like they literally are just posing the whole time. And I'm like, come on, Dave, just let him go home.
Dude, there's so many. You know what? I've got several VHSs in that stack over there that I'm still in the process of backing up. I have so many of those where there are those just hired girl on each arm who are just
making faces the whole time. Jesus Christ.
Posing.
Still the best one ever. The best in the history of that type of thing is Kiss, is Paul Stanley. In the bed.
On the bed, surrounded. Yeah.
It is the best.
Yeah.
Anyway, so V-Rock, great channel. We'll talk about it more, I'm assuming, because you haven't talked about it yet.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So let's move on to our top two GTA Vice City radio stations.
Okay, my number 2 is Emotion 98.3.
All right.
Hosted by Fernando Martinez. He's
I'm
great.
Here to have sex with your family.
Yeah, he's in all of these games from this era as well. He's a recurring character as well. He goes on to be like a relationship call-in show on the talk radio. It's funny as shit. But yeah, it's basically the power ballad station, monster ballads mode. And like it you come straight in with Waiting for a Girl Like You by Foreigner. You have a little bit of a lull with Kate Bush Wow and Squeeze is Tempted, but right after that you get fucking REO Speedwagon, Keep on Loving You, Cutting Crew, I Just Died in Your Arms Tonight, Roxy Music, More Than This, Toto's Africa, Mr. Broken Wings, John Waite's Missing You, Jan Hammer's Crockett's theme. I mean, this is, you know, wearing your influence on your sleeve.
Yeah.
Night Ranger, Sister Christian, you know, that's one of those that, like, could have been played on V-Rock.
Yeah.
Never Too Much. Luther Vandross is on Emotion 98.3.
Yeah.
Not Fever 105, which weirdly, that's one of those that could be on either station, crossover hit.
Yeah.
But for me, so many of these songs set such great ambience and atmosphere for the world of Vice City that, you know, you're driving along.
Also, where is In the Air Tonight?
That's in Vice City Stories because Phil Collins is in that game.
Oh yeah, you've told me about that. Yeah,
and that's the thing. That's the thing.
I saw somebody on Instagram posted that scene from from the pilot when they're in the car, and I'm just like, I'll watch this all the way through
with the phone booth,
just that point where they're in the car and they're not saying anything to each other, and then Tubbs just gets out the shotgun and loads the shotgun. It's just It's just so perfect. It's like some of the best filmmaking ever, and it was on regular ass television.
That show, you know, I've got the DVD box set, and I got obsessed with the show, and I watched the first 2 series, and I got about halfway through the third, and then, like, stylistically, I just got into something else, and it kind of took over. And really, what a lot of people talk about is those first 2 seasons.
Yeah.
But I have been meaning to get back into Miami Vice and watch the last few series.
To my dismay, I have learned that they didn't actually release VHSs of just the episodes back in the 80s. You can only, as far as I can see, you can only find the 2 movie length specials. So the pilot, and then there was another one later on that was a 2-hour long thing. Those are the ones you can get on VHS. If you want to get the actual full episodes, you got to get a DVD. And I'm like, I don't even have a DVD player.
Damn. Yeah, I
gotta get one.
I was quite smart. I've kind of, when it comes to being a gamer, you can kind of optimize your life around your games console. Because if you get a PlayStation, I don't know about Xboxes these days, but I definitely know that as of the PS3, it not only plays DVDs, but it also plays Blu-rays.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the last Xbox that my kid had was the Xbox One, and that one played DVDs. So, but that's
cool.
However many years that's been since that fucking thing came out. So,
yeah, it's weird. I mean, what is it? This year marks the 20th anniversary of the Xbox 360. It's crazy, fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love these episodes where I get to be a gamer.
Yeah,
but you know, it is that thing of that cycling back around to Motion 98.3.
Yes,
it's just so great for setting that tone, and there are just certain times a day and certain areas of the game's world that if you are there and a certain song comes on, you're in the 80s.
Yeah. If you're driving at around sunset and waiting for a girl like you, just the beginning. Also, there's sometimes there's just like a little section of a song that feels so good that it could just repeat for an hour. That just that chord progression of the bing, 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 that part, just put that on a fucking loop for 24 hours, and I'll just be sitting here going, yeah, it just feels nice. Just don't even have to have lyrics. Just boom, boom. I don't know why. It just feels and sounds so good. But that would be a perfect like dusk, driving in your fancy sports car kind of thing.
Dude, I haven't played Vice City or Vice City Stories in ages, and doing this episode has like turned on the part of my brain that's like, dude. It's that thing. It's kind of growing up during the era where games like this were kind of period pieces, is kind of this unique experience of you feel nostalgic for a time you weren't in.
Yeah. What did you say there was a term for that? What was the term?
Anemoia.
Anemoia, yeah.
And that I actually mentioned that in my university dissertation. I did it on, music's addiction to its own nostalgia or something like that. Okay. It wasn't dissertation of the year. I was much more interested in making music and that sort of thing.
You could have just gone, San Dimas High School football rules.
Yeah. I was tempted, but I wasn't doing a sports course. But that being said, there's so much. I put so much time into that game, and especially if you play it on the PS2 version, there's this kind of like hazy trail to everything. So everything it almost feels like you're playing something on a VHS as well. So like the PS2 version has, like when you turn a corner, there's like a slight delay. Not to the car turning, but to visually, like everything kind of drags a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, nice stylistic choice to have that kind of, you're looking at a memory sort of thing. And I think they really tapped into some magic with having the freedom and budget to buy all of these fucking songs up for this soundtrack. Because, like I say, especially on like the Ocean Drive section, where on one side it is the Miami buildings and on the other it is just beach and palm trees, and you're driving up that section of the map, it is just it takes you somewhere. It's cool. It's, if you suspend your disbelief enough, you are in an episode of Miami Vice, and it's a cool feeling to be able to simulate that.
I agree. All right, we're moving on to top two. Or that was your number two. Yeah. Your number two.
That was my number. Yeah.
My number two is Wave 103.
Yeah.
The new Wave station. Now, this was so much fun. Please tell me that I get these songs right. I really appreciated that they chose a different Frankie Goes to Hollywood song with Two Tribes, because I really like that one.
Relax would have been so easy, but
it would have been very easy. But then you get like Sigue Sigue Sputnik and the Human League, Cars by Gary Newman. I mean, that one kind of has to be on here. When it comes to like what I would consider the 80s pop music that I love, this is much more on the side of what I love. 99 Luft Balloons, Kids in America, Pale Shelter by Tears for Fears. I love Tears for Fears so much. That song is just so good. And then the only thing is that like the way this is set up, this is almost like the cooler kids music of the 80s. And I don't feel Sunglasses at Night needs to be on the cooler kids. Sunglasses at Night was like should have been on the softer side of things, because that song's that's a good 80s song, but it's not cool. Not cool like I Ran or Love My Way, which is one of my favorite songs of the 80s. My favorite part of this, though, was it was so on point that the DJ was complaining about music videos while only playing songs that had music videos on MTV. That was on brand for those people back in the day. And then I don't know if it was the last song, but one of I've always thought that a very like underappreciated band from the 80s was Romeo Void. And Never Say Never is because they made such kind of awkward, weird music that somehow struck a chord with, I guess, other awkward, weird people. And so whenever I hear Romeo Void, I'm all like, this is so great, because it's like, I don't see why it ever got even kind of popular, but I love that there's at least a couple songs by that band that got big, because I enjoy them. And yeah, it's just that like I said, that pocket of the 80s pop music that on MTV, you know, they there was not enough American bands, so they were bringing over a lot of this British music, and I feel like so much of it wouldn't have gotten popular without that. And so I think there's many things that MTV did right, and they don't get enough credit for that. This was just like, I guess, out of a necessity that they played a lot of these artists that probably they wouldn't have played. You know, if they had a shitload of Pat Benetars and I don't know, Huey Lewis, you know, at the time or whatever, they would have played more shit like that, I'm sure. But luckily, we got to hear a lot of these really cool British groups that were kind of pushing the envelope of this new wave kind of thing. Yeah. So I just really enjoyed it. I enjoyed this station all the way through, but not as much as I enjoyed my number one, which is there's a note on that says literally all bangers. That's my number one. So we'll get to that. So what's your number one? Oh, your number. Let me guess. It's what's it called? That whatever the rock station is called.
V-Rock.
V-Rock.
Yeah.
V for vagina, because you're going to be getting all the vagina that you can handle when you're listening to our station.
So the thing I love about like so many of the like little radio idents and bumpers and stuff like that. It's like what is it? While you're at school, we're shoplifting.
Yeah.
V-Rock. It's stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just so unapologetically, you know, over the top. Yeah, rock and roll sort of thing. You know, this one is very full on. This one, I mean, it's got Twisted Sister, Motley Crue, Quiet Riot. It's a glam and thrash fest. It's got, you know, Ozzy. It's got Iron Maiden. It's got a lot of sizable players. The cool thing I like about it is it's got some lesser known, you know, they were still big songs at the time, but the thing I like is that you've got God Bless Video, Coming At You Live by Tesla, Turn Up the Radio, songs like that as well. They're on a deeper level nowadays.
Yeah.
In terms of, you know, everybody knows I Want to Rock. You know, kids these days know I Want to Rock from fucking SpongeBob. So,
yeah,
you know, and, you know, I know this 70s glam rock fans would probably lynch me in the street for saying this. I prefer the Quiet Riot version of Come On Feel the Noise. I like the upbeat nature.
Yeah.
I like the synths in there. I think, you know, there are several versions of that song. I mean, I'm pretty sure Oasis did a cover of it as well in the 90s.
Did they?
It's weird. There's this, like, what is it? Come on, feel. I'll look it up. Come on, feel the noise.
Spelled C-U-M, everybody.
Yes.
They knew what they were doing.
Like the load. Let me look it up. So, Quiet Riot did a version. Who covered Come On?
Come on, Google. Don't let us down.
Who covered Come On, Feel the Noise? Because I'm pretty sure
I only know the one.
the most famous cover of the song Come On, Feel the Noise was by American heavy metal band Quiet Riot. Oasis also covered it in the 90s. So it's funny.
I got to find that and hear it.
There's it's this song that has a well-known cover in 3 decades.
Yeah.
It's probably more well-known over there because, you know, Oasis British band.
Oh, yeah. Over here, I don't remember anyone knowing it was a cover song in the 80s. It was just a Quiet Riot song. But their version of it, I feel like gives it what the song needs. In my opinion, it's a big rock song and it gives it a big rock sound in that version.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's perfectly fine to like a cover version better than the original. There's nothing wrong with that. I would say just do you, because there are several cover versions that I think are way better than the original.
Yeah. The one that always springs to mind is All Along the Watchtower for me.
Jimi Hendrix. Yeah. Hendrix did a few covers that I feel like he greatly improved. There's a live video of him doing a song by Cream, and it is so much better than the Cream version of the song.
Speaking of which, I was going to say, at what point do we need to do Jimi Hendrix, dude? Because
whenever. I love Hendrix.
Yeah. We've never covered any Hendrix yet. That'd be cool to do.
I mean, he doesn't have that big of a discography. It was just a handful of albums.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be that difficult to get into. So that's definitely one that we can do, and we probably should, because I mean, talking about we've done bands like Black Sabbath, like bands that like other shit we love wouldn't exist without this. Even Black Sabbath would give credit to Jimi Hendrix. Yeah. And so it's like, it's just one of those things where it's I think we kind of forget about him, because it's like, oh yeah, Jimi Hendrix, of course. But we're like, oh yes, we should be talking about Jimi Hendrix. Yeah,
it's kind of such a duh choice that it's like, oh shit, have we not talked about him?
Yeah. That's definitely something we could do. But anyway, I don't remember what we were talking about.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Oh, come on, feel the noise. Yeah,
I'm gonna add him to the list right now.
Yeah,
Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah, there's so many amazing Hendrix songs, and some of which like nobody ever talks about, because he was insanely talented in multiple ways, and that's one of the biggest tragedies of like the young deaths for me, because I'm just like, man, I feel like he would have done so much amazing shit. And probably been the kind of guy to continuously revolutionize shit, because that's kind of seemed like that was his way of thinking. But we'll get to him. It's not a very 80s conversation to have, because he was already gone at that point. Anyway, so are you done with your number one?
Oh, I just wanted to say that, V-Rock for me introduced me. I mean, you and I are in agreement that we're pretty clear that the early 90s is our like favorite time ever for anything. But I would be remiss if I said that the 80s wasn't like on an even, if just slightly below nowadays for me thing. Like growing up, I was known as the 80s rock guy. Yeah. But in actual fact, like I liked all of it. It's just like 80s and early 90s was just stuff I really stuck to, because I recognized it from these games. Yeah. And it hit me in the chest a little bit more,
Yeah. When it comes to quote unquote popular music that was, whether it be rock or pop or whatever, the 80s to me is superior to the 90s when it comes to popular music. Yeah. What the 90s had for me was not only the early 90s popular stuff that's some of the most important music ever made, in my opinion, but to me, and then a lot of like lesser known underground stuff going into the 90s, because I was teenager and in my 20s discovering a lot of this music. And so, but you get into like post 95 popular music, there's less and less and less that I give two shits about. Whereas the 80s, you can pull up anything from 81 to 89 and there's going to be something where I go, oh yeah, fuck yeah. But yeah, the 90s is easily my jam. Those first.
Poor 1980 got snubbed there.
Well, it's because 80s, we always said it's kind of still a little 70s in there.
Absolutely.
But, I don't know. All right.
I'm always fast. Yeah, sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I always find like my favorite parts of like history are where stuff swaps over from one decade to another. Because so much seems to happen, but people always gravitate to, right, what happened slap bang in the middle of this decade, when in actual fact, a lot of the seismic changes happens between like the change between one decade to another. And I've always found myself drawn to more of that, but it's over to you.
It's interesting though, because do you think that some of those changes came about just because we as a society, we have an idea that if it's a new decade, it's something different supposed to happen. Especially back then. Nowadays, not as much because there doesn't seem to be that much of an importance. Whereas back then, you'd have people saying like, "It's the '80s now, it's the '90s now." Like it was like it's almost like your brain was supposed to make some sort of jump forward in some sort of way. Whereas now it's just like we're already in the 2020s. Oh, we are? When the fuck did that happen? Like it's like nobody cares anymore.
It's not until recently I've really begun to notice like 2020s trends and things like that. Yeah.
I don't really care. I don't care for anyone. I'm an old person. Some of the trends are fun, but my favorite thing is mostly just seeing the younger people carrying over things like goth culture and things like that, metal culture. Because even though you look at them and you're like, oh, you're just emulating, the past. I'm like, well, in the '90s, people emulated the '70s. I mean, it's just always happening. But I just like the fact that a lot of this, the weirdo culture, or I guess now they just call it alternative culture, but alternative culture from back when I was young is still alive and well now. And so that makes me happy because I'm just like, because it's like, it's always great. Like you can, this chunk of people over here, you guys can be 20 people, whatever, do your thing. But I'm still here with the weirdos that there seems to be things aesthetically and musically and like pop culturally that always speaks to the weirdos. And so it's almost like I may be almost 50, but somebody who is almost 15, we can see eye to eye on certain things because it's like, hey, I still remember being the 15-year-old weirdo, and we still connect on these same types of things. And to me, that's a beautiful thing because it's just like, there's still those people that are celebrating, fuck your rules or fuck how you think I'm supposed to dress or fuck how you think, I'm supposed to, look to you and, in society, because that's exactly what I was doing back then. So anyway, sorry, I'm another tangent. Well, let's wrap this shit up. So all this talk about weirdo culture, and my number one, Wild Style, is my number one station.
Hell, I'm glad you put it higher because I wanted to, but I was thinking in context of the game. But you go for it, dude.
So I mean, it's no secret that I love some hip hop as well, especially '80s and early '90s hip hop. But fucking Mr. Magic brought it here. It starts off with "Pump Me Up" by Trouble Funk. That is a bang. So, and this is all like funk, electro, hip hop of the day. So you've got, obviously you have "Rocket" by Herbie Hancock, but you got some Africa Bambaataa. You got old school Two Live Crew on here. Rockbox by Run DMC. One of my favorite, "Magic's Wand" by Houdini. Fucking love that one. Not to mention "More Bounce to the Ounce" by Zapp. Speaking of songs that would later.
To the ounce.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, that's so good. That Zapp and Roger stuff, we should do a fucking ranking of Zapp and Roger just because there's so much good shit. It has "The Message" by Grandmaster Flash. One of my favorites, "Clap Your Hands, Everybody, if you've got what it takes, because I'm Curtis Blow, and I want you to know that these are the breaks." Yeah. I love that one, even though it does, the music is a little disco-y. But it's still great. So, but literally, like, it's a continuous party. There was not one track where I went, oh, I don't need to hear this. It was just banger after banger, and I had such a fantastic time listening to this station that it had to go number one because there was nothing. There was nothing about the station that I was like, that could have been better, or maybe that song shouldn't have been here. No, it was like everything was fun. Everything was great. And it still made me feel like, oh, this is the 80s. This is the fucking 80s right now. So yeah, that was my number one. We can wrap it up because I'm just like, it's if you're into that old school stuff, the hip hop and the electro stuff, it's so much good stuff. I miss electro in general. I wish like artists did stuff like that. Because there's a sound that I just loved, because that was the breakdancing music.
Yeah.
You know, like if like when I was like a little kid and I wanted to be a breakdancer, and I even had like a big piece of cardboard that I'd go put out and I would try to do some breakdancing moves. I even had a poster on my wall that had steps of doing different breakdancing moves. I couldn't fucking do any of them, but I would try. But here's the thing: if you brought my boombox outside and you put on like you put on like Run DMC, I'd be like, how do I breakdance to this? Yeah. How do I breakdance to Run DMC? Because that wasn't the right kind of music, and you needed that electro sound, because that was like perfect. But anyway, so yeah, Wild Style was my favorite, and once again, this was really fun, because talking about like music like this, or especially being able to have like a what's the word I'm looking for? A broad discussion about music of an era is always really good and really fun. So anyway, that wraps up hold on, we got to give it one of these, because we've wrapped up our favorite GTA Vice City radio stations. Yeah. All right.
Always feels good when we do that.
Yeah. I'm glad I got that sample, because it feels so much better than trying to do it myself, because I'm like, I can't do it justice. I need Ja Rule in here to do it right.
You know, it also, you know, I feel a sense of achievement when I hear it now.
Yeah.
You know, before it was like, it's weird. I don't know. It's almost like I have an outside voice saying like, okay, you've done it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
At this point, I get offended when anybody talks shit about that song. I get offended. I'm just like, just shut the fuck up. This is not for you.
Baked into the lore of this show. It's not even Ja Rule's song anymore. Yeah. It's our fucking song.
Yep, it is.
We've co-opted it. It's our victory lap.
Somebody should tell Ja Rule that, because he hasn't been having the best time in the world ever since that fucking festival. Yeah. What was the festival? That's Fire Festival?
I would call that false advertising. That's my favorite soundbite from that whole thing.
Yeah.
That's not fraud.
Anyway, but Ja Rule made a lot of mistakes. Like, not only that, like, motherfucker was in the first Fast and Furious and then went, nah, I don't want to do this anymore. And in comes Ludacris to become a millionaire. But to be fair, Ludacris is great in those movies. I'm gonna give him his props too.
That being said,
join us when we rank the Fast and Furious movies.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm really opening up to things that are just franchises, because I've discovered something about myself. Mm-hmm. There's a pattern in my life, and it's taken me a long time to understand this. If anything can be collected, and I like one thing, all of a sudden it becomes my life for months.
Yeah.
And I can remember, it's happened so many times in my life. Doctor Who, Star Wars, James Bond. There's so many things that I can point to as to being like, oh, well, I liked that one thing I saw. Guess I need everything now.
Yeah. It's fun. Yeah.
I have my, I have my Google Doc of every Doctor Who ever, and I'm working my way through it. But I'm going around to, I don't know if you guys have it over there, but we have a store called Sparxx, but it's spelt CEX.
No.
And it's like, it's basically like DVDs, games. It's all pre-owned. DVD, games, tech, all sorts of stuff.
Uh-huh.
And you go in, and it's like all this pre-owned stuff. They've got DVDs for like $1 each.
Oh, nice.
Things like that. It's a really cool store. It's usually entirely run by like alternative people. So you walk in and everybody's a goth behind the counter.
Nice.
You know, a goth or a gamer or whatever. But simply put, you know, I do feel at home in a CEX. Everybody calls it a CEX. Nobody calls it sex because it's called sex.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, have you been to like the sex shop? Which one you talking about, buddy? want to be very sure before I say yes to this.
Yeah.
But I've been going in and I've been finding like classic Doctor Who's for like less than they would be in HMV, which is like just a short walk from there.
Yeah.
But I've been building up quite the DVD library. I've got but I've been tactically going through, starting with like my favorite. There's so much Doctor Who, it will take you fucking forever to watch.
Yeah.
But I've been going through, and the thing that really put this in my head is earlier on during Wave 103, you said brilliant stuff from the UK or something like that.
Yeah.
And I've just been thinking, I've really gotten into classic Doctor Who. And it's like, it's almost kind of punk rock how low budget it is that I can't help but love it. And
we were lucky enough over here that our PBS stations played it. That's what they played a lot of British stuff.
Yeah, it's cool. I've been working through a lot of it, but I looked up what was the best way to go through it, and the one that really popped out to me was like, pick your favorite monster or favorite alien or favorite villain, watch all of those first. Because you already know that the Doctor lives for him to be able to keep going, or her. You know, has been a female Doctor now.
Yeah.
But simply put, I've been going through all the classic Dalek shit, and I'm fucking loving it. Did you ever see Death to the Daleks?
Probably.
John Pertwee one?
I'm pretty sure I've seen everything up through Sylvester McCoy.
Wow.
At some point, because when I was younger, my brother watched it a lot and I would just watch it with him. So I'm pretty sure I've seen all of it from William Hartnell all the way. So that's like 60s all the way to, was Sylvester McCoy, and then did it go into the 90s with him, with his stuff?
So Sylvester McCoy, like the very last Sylvester McCoy is December 89. So it ended right at the end of the 80s. There was one TV movie with Paul McGann in 1996, but the show didn't fully revive until 2005, and that's where I came in.
Damn, I didn't realize it was that big of a gap between them.
Yeah. So it's it's basically between series-wise, it's a 16-year gap with a TV movie in the middle. But yeah,
nice.
It's I love it. I love my Daleks. I don't like them or what they stand for. But I love them as a villain.
Why am I blanking on the name of the characters that look like they had like potato heads? They were like
Sontarans.
Sontarans?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I forgot about them. I don't know. Were they revived later on too?
They were. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Cybermen were revived. Sontarans. The Master was revived. The Master is fucking crazy.
Is the Master also a Time Lord that regenerates as well?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, if you get a chance, especially watch the Eccleston Tennant run, because that is just chef's kiss shit.
Eventually, we'll have to start tackling. I feel like the only way it's ever going to happen is that you would have to specifically give me a batch of things to watch so we could talk about them on the show, because that would motivate me to go and watch those things.
Shall we?
How about do a little brainstorming? Come up with a batch, and then we can work out an episode off of it.
I have been brainstorming. I have already been brainstorming, and I think you and I, because I've mentioned this before several times at this point. Until there was metal, Doctor Who was my life. And I think we should combine together the Christopher Eccleston and David Tennant seasons of Doctor Who.
Okay.
I'm giving you until Christmas.
How many
for us.
seasons is that?
4,
Okay.
with some specials thrown at the end. Because there was a very specific thing. Simply put, seasons 1 through 4, plus the specials between 4 and 5, that's like what I grew up on before I
Okay.
became a metalhead. And I think what we should do is I'm giving you until Christmas
Okay.
to watch those,
Okay.
to get around to watching all of the episodes. Season 1, so that would be Rose through the end of time. Those episodes.
Okay.
I'll look it up. I'll find out how many that is.
Okay.
And I think that can be much in the Doctor Who tradition of New Who. There is a Christmas special every year of Doctor Who that airs on Christmas Day. I think we should, with the amount of Doctor Who we've talked about this year.
Yeah.
For those listening, we've had a lot of Doctor Who talk outside of the show because I've gone through a major Doctor Who renaissance this year.
Yeah.
I think we should. I think we should do that this year for the Christmas special.
Okay.
I think we should talk about Young Bull's journey.
But are we ranking something, or are we just literally just talking about it?
We are going to rank the seasons.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that's a good way to go.
I'm
There's
going
4,
to figure that out.
and there's kind of a. It's not a season so much as it is a selection of specials between 4 and 5. Because one year they didn't do a series so much as they did a bunch of big ones,
Yeah.
and then David Tennant regenerated into Matt Smith.
Okay.
And it's so funny. I know I'm kind of gushing right now, but there is an exact point at which my childhood ends and my adolescence begins, and I can pinpoint exactly where that happened. And that is when David Tennant regenerated into Matt Smith, and pretty much overnight my attention went from Doctor Who to heavy metal. Because
Interesting.
like within a week of one another, I'd got Guitar Hero and David Tennant was gone. And 11-year-old me was like, I don't know. I can't move on from this.
Yeah.
I need something else to distract me. Yeah. So pretty much, I think that should be our grand finale episode. Yeah.
Oh, I gotta get to work.
year.
I got some work to do then. What are we at? We're in September right now.
We're in September. That gives you 3 months, I believe.
Basically. Probably
Yeah.
until we would actually do the episode, about 3 months.
Cool.
Okay. Well, you heard it here first, folks, people. Yes.
Yes.
But we've been here a long time, so let's wrap it up. I don't even know how long
shit.
episode
Holy
is.
shit. Yeah.
This has been a long one. That's what she said. And but thank you for being here for the ranking of the GTA Vice City. If you're still here, once again, as usual, peanut butter platypuses, aluminium squirrels, Belvedere bull sitters, Christmas dogs. Thank you for being here. You guys rule. And I don't remember what we're doing next.
That's a good point. Let me look it up. Cranked and Rank schedule. We've had Grave Circuit and Vice City. Oh my goodness. Is it Morbid Angel time?
Sure. Let's do
That
Morbid
works
Angel.
out perfectly because do you know what? I have had an extreme metal itch as of late. So I am keen to dig into that.
Okay. So yeah, join us next time for Morbid Angel Cranked and Ranked. Right? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
We'll get into that shit. Cool. So that's it. Join us next time for some more extreme music, which I know a lot of people are probably happy about that. That we're going to do some more extreme metal. And I have, and you know what? And I have a connection, a nostalgic connection with Morbid Angel. So we'll get into that too. But for right now, we're signing off. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And as usual, I will throw it over to Eddie Sparxx to take us out.
Broom, broom later, dude.
That was a fade out.
Yeah.